Hello, ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls of all ages. My name is Carol Heath, and I am a teacher at Northeast Bradford School District. So today, what I'm going to do with you is to try an experiment. You ready? I know, when you hear experiment, it can be exciting. Now, this experiment I saw on Facebook, and I was really intrigued by it. I've never tried it before, so both you and I are going to try it together, okay? All right, so you probably want to know what the experiment's called. Get ready for it. Okay, it is fireworks in a jar. Yes, fireworks in a jar. Pow. Do you like my fireworks noise? Probably not, right? But anyway, who doesn't love fireworks? Especially the 4th of July. It's so awesome. But instead of going outside, we can actually make fireworks inside. Really, really cool. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use some very simple, common household ingredients to make fireworks in a jar. Okay. But since this is an experiment and also a lesson as well, when we are doing this, we're going to focus on a vocabulary word. Okay. Okay, my paper's not working for me. All right, the vocabulary word that we are going to focus on is density. Density. Right here. In this case, it's going to be density of liquids. Now, you may wonder, what does density mean? It's just the weight of objects, how light or how heavy they can be. So when we're doing fireworks in a jar, we're going to be focusing on density. And I promise I won't sing to you, okay? All right. So, very common household ingredients that I think you guys have in order to do this. I'm going to show you them now. Very first thing that you need is going to be, of course, a jar. And for this being fireworks in a jar, you want it to be a glass jar. So a clear glass jar. In this case, I have a nifty handle. You don't have to have a handle. Any kind of glass jar will do. And as you can see, woohoo, in this glass jar, I filled it 3/4, if not a little bit more, with water. I would say probably room temperature water. Not too hot, not too cold. But this is where our fireworks are going to happen. Right in here. So excited. Okay. Next ingredient that you need, or materials I should say, is going to be a small mixing bowl. This one I have it clear so that way you guys can see what's happening, but you can have a plate, a small dish, whatever it may be. So you want to have some sort of a mixing bowl or a plate. Now I also have two as well. I have just your standard old fork for mixing. Let me see. I also have right here, we have some oil. In this case, it is vegetable oil, but you can use olive oil too as well. We're going to be using that. And finally, this is the fun part. This is what I love, is, yes, food coloring, food dye. Yay! So on this one, I have 4 different colors. And again, this is going to be our fireworks, so I'm very excited. For the colors that we have yellow, red, blue, there we go, and green. So we're going to be using these 4 colors to make our fireworks. But remember, as we're doing this experiment, I'm going to be asking you questions about density. Density. is what's going to happen. Which liquid is going to be the lighter or the heaviest one? Is it going to be the water as the heaviest, or is it going to be the vegetable oil as the heaviest? And what's going to happen to that food dye as well? Okay, so you ready to get started? Wait, what was that? I can't hear you. Are you ready to get started? Yeah, me too. Okay, so here we go. So what we're gonna do is that I want you to make sure you have your clear jar, and that is filled 3/4 to the top with tap water. And again, not too hot, not too cold, just room temperature. And we are gonna just place that aside for now. Okay, so I want you to make sure that you have that ready. All right. In my small mixing bowl, or even a plate, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add my oil. Again, vegetable oil, olive oil, it's all the same. It's all good. It's like tomato, okay? So I'm going to eyeball this, but technically what the recipe calls for is probably 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm just going to pour it in. Yes, I am. Eyeballing it. And I'm probably going to go over a lot. But that's okay. Here's my oil. Okay? So I have my oil in my container, in my bowl. Now, with this, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add my food coloring. And you know what? I'm telling you, the hardest part of this experiment is taking the tops off the food coloring, because if you're like me, you're going to end up tie-dye because I accidentally pressed these a little bit too hard. So wish me luck. Okay, I'm taking off the yellow. Woo! Yay! I did it. Okay. So, what you're going to do right now, you're going to take your oil, and you certainly do not have to keep it up in the air like me. I'd rather have you keep it down on the table. And I am going to add 4 drops of the yellow food dye. Now, I'm adding the 4 drops of the food dye into this bowl. I want you to notice what happens, okay? And I want you to ask yourself a question. Do you think the food dye is going to mix with the oil, or do you think something else is going to happen to the food dye? So again, my yellow, now I'm going to gently add 4 drops. 1, 2, 3, oh my goodness, 4, whoa, look at that. That is so cool. You know what it reminded me of? Is a lava lamp. Look at that, it didn't even mix, did it? What do you think is going to happen with the green? Do you think the same thing is going to happen? Okay, here we go with the green. Alrighty. Again, I'm going to add 4 drops. And you can add 4, 5, 6. It's up to you. Okay, take a look and let's see what's going to happen. 1. 2, 3, whoa, my word, and 4. Oh, that is so neat. I wonder why the food coloring isn't floating on the top. It is actually sinking down below. So what I'm going to do right now, I want you to think about that. think about the density vocabulary word that we talked about, okay? So right here we have this. Now I'm going to try with our blue. There we go. This is my favorite color. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, and as you can see, just like almost like a lava lamp, it has gone down to the bottom. Now, with this, when the food coloring is going down to the bottom, it's actually showing us that its density is heavier than the oil. So food coloring is heavier than the oil. It's pretty crazy, right? Okay, now, last color right here, I'm going to do, okay, is red. 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you can tell, all 4 colors, yellow, green, blue, and red, they're all heavier than the oil. Now, of course, we have these tiny little bits and pieces up there that are floating. But these big food coloring pieces, okay, they floated down to the bottom. The density is heavier. Now, what I'm going to do right now is we're going to try to do our fireworks, okay? Okay, so here we go. Oh, we're going to have our clear bottle, okay, with our water. And I'm going to very carefully pour this in, and I want you guys to see if anything happens. Okay, here we go. Whoa, the oil, it's floating to the top. So the density of the oil is lighter than water. Who knew that? Okay, I'm trying to be very careful because this is where I always mess up. Okay, now I want you to wait for it, okay? Let's wait and let's see. Okay. Whoa! What's happening? Our first firework! That was blue! How cool is that? Now what's happening? Guess what? Whoa! There goes another one. That's green. Is for our food dye right here. Our food dye is heavier than the oil. And it's sinking down below and mixing with the water. And we are creating fireworks in a bottle, in a jar. Oh, that's so neat. There we go. Oh, couple more. Oh, I see that. Wow, that was a big firework. I want to do firework noises, but of course I won't do that. So neat. Again, the oil is lighter than the water. And the food coloring that was in the oil, as we found out, was heavier than the oil, and so it sunk into the layer where the water is. And we have our fireworks. I can just do this all day. Who needs the 4th of July now for fireworks when you have fireworks in a jar? Whoa, it's kind of like a firework waterfall. Whoa! That was a big burst of red. And all it took was just a glass jar, some water filled up 3/4 to the top. Again, not too hot, not too cold. 3 to 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil in your little mixing container. Could be a plate or a little bowl. And of course, our food coloring we had right there. It's still going. This is really cool. I need some popcorn. But anyway, our food coloring was red and yellow and blue and green. Whoa! There it goes. There you go. Oh, now it's mixing. Okay, and now, of course, it's still going in there, but as you can see, the food coloring is making our water pretty dark, so it's hard for you guys to see the rest of the fireworks show. Looking at this, I still see 2 more drops on the very top. I don't know if you can see that. Now it's 1 more drop of food coloring that needs to explode into that firework in here. But I think what you guys have to do, boys and girls, you need to try this at home. How cool is it to show your parents and show your friends fireworks in a jar? It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Okay, so remember, this is fun, but yet educational, because we have the density issue. And just to sum it all up, let me ask you a couple more questions, okay? When we had the oil in this container with the food coloring, and I was putting the drops of food coloring in, if you remember, which liquid was heavier? Which liquid had the heavier density? Was it the oil or was it the food coloring? I'll give you 5 seconds. I'll pretend that you're on Jeopardy. Do 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 do. Okay, all right. I'm seeing you raise your hand. Oh yeah, so tell me, what do you think the answer is? Is it the food coloring that was the heaviest that sank to the bottom of this bowl, or was it the oil? I'm sorry, what was that? Yes, it was the food coloring. That's right, the food coloring is actually heavier than the oil. Now, remember when we poured the oil and the food coloring very, 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 very carefully into our glass jar of water, what happened to the oil? Did the oil sink down to the bottom, or did the oil float to the top? I'm giving you a big old clue right here, right? Yes, so looking right here, oil is floating on top of the water. So that means the density, the weight of oil is lighter than water, okay? And so water is actually heavier than vegetable oil. And when we had the food dye in here too as well, since the food dye had a density of heavier than the oil, it went into the water and then it mixed with the water. So I want you guys to try this at home, okay? It's fun. Again, you can do fireworks in May, fireworks in June. It doesn't have to be on July 4th. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and see you later. Pow, pow, pow. I'm gonna end with my fireworks sound, okay?
We are at a very historic property here in Wyoming Valley that maybe many of us don't know about. This is the Nathan Dennison House here in 40 Fort.
An honest-to-goodness Revolutionary War era home still standing that people can actually go into and learn about the history of the valley.
What really strikes people is the simplicity of the house. So many people want to know where the curtains are on the window and the rugs on the floor. If you were to come and visit Nathan Dennison in 1790, this house is exactly what it would have looked like if you came to visit him. As you walk up the pathway to visit and pay your respects to him, this is exactly what you would have seen back then. This was strictly an agrarian community. Either you were a farmer, just about everyone was a farmer, or you were a tradesman.
I work as a joiner who travels, in this case with the military, to do woodwork. So if anything is needed to be repaired from the Army, or if they have a special order of something they want built for the military, I'm going to build it.
Different people with different crafts, to support the Army. That's what they did. They followed the armor wherever they went.
You're following the drum, literally, that's what they called it, following the drum.
Are you ill, sir?
Who are you?
I am the regimental surgeon. The surgeon would operate wherever. He often operated on the back of a door. They would literally remove the doors, and that was the surgical table.
Before I married my husband, the surgeon, I had worked as a weaver.
Most women who were part of the camp followers, of course, they had to be married. But if you were widowed in the process, you would have to marry very quickly to stay within the encampment.
And most of them were given 3 weeks to find other arrangements, or they were left. They couldn't continue following.
Because one did not want a single woman amongst the soldiers. It was preferable for women to be wed.
I'm working with what they call a box loom, or tape box loom. With the Army, you probably wouldn't do anything more than that because you had to carry everything. And I do mean everything. So you had your bedroll, you had your blanket, you had your haversack, which would hold whatever eating utensils you had.
Today I'm dressed as a chaplain with the 24th Connecticut Militia. In your century, it's going to be the 109th Field Artillery. Nathan Dennison started off as second in command of the 24th Connecticut during the Battle of Wyoming. It was one of the biggest battles of the Revolutionary War in Pennsylvania.
July 3rd is usually you're just ramping up for your barbecues, your picnics. Well, here in this area, 250 some years ago, it was a very rough 4th of July.
Wyoming Valley, 1770s, this was the breadbasket for the Continental Army. Now, the British knew how important this was. That's why they wanted it.
They marched out of the fort, and the British led them into a trap. About 2,800 men perished in 40 minutes. And so on the 4th of July, 1778, Dennison signed a capitulation, a surrender of all of the forts in the Wyoming Valley.
This was an area where a Revolutionary War battle was fought. This gentleman, Nathan Dennison, was part of that battle. It was an ill-fated battle, but it was a battle nonetheless. Nathan Dennison was first and foremost a pioneer. He served in the Pennsylvania legislature, and he ended his career as one of the first judges here in Luzerne County when it was formed.
My great-great-great-uncle signed the Declaration of Independence.
This is something that's in my personal family history, going back in my family history for several generations.
History isn't taught that much in schools anymore because you have so much to cover with the time frame. They can't get into detail. That's left up to the individual to pursue if they're interested in it.
Which is why I'm here, because I love the history. I love educating people.
Not only are you giving information to the public, you get to live it and experience it.
It's the founding of a nation right here in Wyoming Valley. It helped, it played a role in the founding of America.